Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Trap Chat, Meeting the Moment, Embracing and Navigating Pivots. I am joined today by another dynamic guest coming to us all the way from Houston, Texas.
Wow.
I am joined by Rob. I am joined by Rob Slater. He is a dad, an activist, an entrepreneur. And when I say activist, I mean the realest one in the room. He is also a restaurant owner of 2 restaurants in the Houston area, Slate Table and Bar, as well as Quad Restaurant and Lounge. He is the founder of Global PEACEMEAL Foundation.
Yeah.
And you're going to love this. He is currently running for Congress in Houston's 18th district. We have a fantastic conversation today. I am very excited. You are going to learn a lot about him, and I am going to learn more than I already have. Rob, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone that's joining us today. It's a pleasure. I look forward into the dialogue, but thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's just kick it off for people, especially for people who don't know. Your journey from facing homelessness and incarceration to becoming a community leader and congressional candidate reflects remarkable resilience through multiple life pivots. What have those pivots taught you about transformation, and how do you apply those insights when helping others navigate their pivotal moments?
Thank you for the question. For me, it was never an option to succumb to an environment. I'm a believer that you could be in a situation, in an environment, in a predicament, but you're not of it. The moments that we face now are only temporary, but as long as you wake up every single day and that you take a breath, you have an opportunity at a second chance and to rewrite your life. It's always against all odds. A lot of situations that I have encountered in life, I was always told what I cannot do, what the odds are, and so on and so forth. I'm a very spiritual person, and God always has the final say, but I've learned that you have to take the first foot forward, take the first step, believe in yourself, and just go against all odds. So having that experience has enabled me, even in this congressional race against all odds, to have that same type of resilience. And the sole purpose is to not only walk alongside and work and fight for a community that has that is facing those same type of odds as well. So I like to say, in the most humble way possible, I have lived the life of the cheat code, that against any obstacle or challenge, you can overcome them. I have, and at least I can show you how through my experiences.
I love that. I like that, the cheat code. And I love how you continue to lean into your experiences and share them openly. And we're going to do a lot more of that. You've been both an insider and an outsider in the political system.
Yes.
How do you intentionally earn trust across diverse communities, especially those like the one you're running for Congress in, that have experienced those broken promises and or been historically overlooked?
I think more than ever, timing is now. We, the people, are the first words in the Constitution. We are really living like it's the last days, revelations type of times. My Bible tells me that we are the genesis of transformation. So at every ending, there's a new beginning. And whatever's going on right now in the political world, it too shall pass. The most important part as we get through this is that when the real rebuilding start, who do you want at that seat? Who do you want at that table? And I believe that the people want somebody that has walked in their shoes, that is relatable, that they can trust, because, someone has lived the life that they're living. So they truly understand without any special interest or some shady figures or corruption and those type of things behind them. I'm from the people of the people. We call this campaign a Robin Hood campaign. And it's time to take our power back and put real policies for prosperity forth on the table in the rebuilding process.
What's one of the ways that you're going to earn that trust from the community? I mean, I can answer the question because I I followed you for a little bit now. I see what you're doing, but I want to hear from your perspective of what
my perspective is as candid as possible. Just be honest and just be real. If I don't have the answer to something, I'm going to tell you. I pray that it's not create, you know, a judgmental standpoint, but it's the reality that if I don't know something, we're going to figure it out together. Me running in full transparency about my past and what I've been through is the first steps towards that. Transparency, being accountable, and having those continued conversations. Let me answer your question a little bit more specifically. One of the biggest things and goals in running for this seat is also to redefine what representation means from the federal government to the people. And we have an opportunity to do that. And so what I want to do is that the local precinct chairs and community leaders, when we win, I will commission them as an official advisory board, whom I'm accountable to, who I will meet with, and I will make a commitment that every single vote that is before us in DC, I will confer with this group and get their opinion and feedback, and also educate them on the issue so they can go to their community, get the feedback, come back. And whatever that body votes for, that's what I will vote for. It's not my personal belief alone. I represent the people. So I'm creating a system that I'm just an advocate for the people. I get the information and education. I come back to the community. We have a community conversation around it. Where the community goes, it's what I will vote for, making those type of commitments. So when I go to DC, the people come to DC with me as well.
Yeah, I love that. And you are 100% out in the community talking. Like I said, I've seen you. And it's not even about being on the campaign trail, just being in the community because you're part of the community and you're constantly giving back. I appreciate that. Thank you. And that was a great segue to our next question, because your campaign does emphasize, this is a tongue twister for me, so bear with me. People's priorities over party and power. Let me say that not fast. People's priorities over party and power. Woo! And you do this by centering issues like the Second Chance campaign. Can you share a specific moment when someone took a chance on you and how that relationship building experience shaped your approach to creating opportunities for others with similar backgrounds?
Got you. And one more side note, it's another P to add to that. After those 4 P's, it all equals prosperity. And segueing to your question, I've had, again, having dealt with the criminal justice system and coming out of that system with just a culinary degree, I started off in a company as a low-level chef. Being self-trained and having mentors, I eventually rose through the ranks and became that corporation's first executive chef. Black executive chef. And then I went on to another company, a steakhouse, and became that company's Black executive chef. But I got a good story to your point, is that when I was going to this Italian 5-star steakhouse in the interviewing process, there's an African-American recruiter who interviewed me, found out about my past, my records, and no matter what experience and was on my resume, he basically communicated to me that, man, they're not going to hire you. You're not going to have a chance, but we'll see, whatever. I didn't phase it. I believed, I prayed about it. We continued on. In the final stage, I'm sitting before the CEO, the VP, the president, so on and so forth, but I'm also along some pretty acclaimed chefs. These guys have been to France, around the world. Their history is crazy. I'm the youngest guy in the room, besides the realest. We had a mystery basket, a cook-off. At the end, they called us, they made us step out and come back in. And when I came back in, the CEO asked specifically for me. And then when he called my name, the African-American recruiter leaned over to this Italian guy and whispered something along the effects, I don't even know, I can only imagine. But I'll never forget the response of that Italian guy saying that, I don't give a damn what he's been through. His ass can cook. And I got that job. And
I love it.
It was a testament and affirmation that who you think is for you sometimes, all smoke and mirrors. Believe in yourself and move forward, and anything is possible. So continue on through life. And when we start looking for funding and opportunities to build my own restaurant, hey, I couldn't get those lending. I couldn't get that funding. We were blocked from a lot of opportunities. And so just taking that message and going to the private sector and investors, individuals who never tasted my food before, but they believed in the passion, they took that faith and they took that chance. And we were able to open the first Italian restaurant in the state of Texas by a Black chef. So believe in yourself. You know, it starts there. Believe in yourself. And if you don't take a chance on yourself, you can't expect no one else to. So absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that story. And I am going to do my best not to bear the burden of a Black recruiter, because I mean, clearly that's what I am, or as a recruiter in general. But yes, there are some people out there who share that mindset. And, you know, I hope that person has taken a step back, has maybe reached back out to you and apologized for the things that they've said. And I hope that they've remessaged the way that they talk to people who are in need of and deserving of a second chance, and not try and block them from opportunities. I mean, that's just, whew, like that pisses me off. And I'm sorry.
It does. And yeah, within the first week, I was actually his boss, and we decided to let him go after a week, so we could clear that passage up. But he's a good person.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, I hope that they have done some introspection and taken that, and I hope that, you know, I'm sure you shared this story with other folks, but I do hope that those that are listening that have not heard that, or just don't have anyone advocating for them, if you are looking for a job and you've heard those same words, you know, you're not going to be chosen for this job because of your past and all of those things. Just remember, and this applies to whatever profession you're in, your ass can cook. So you know what? I want that on a t-shirt.
That's a good idea.
Okay, you know what? It's yours. You can have it. Put it on a t-shirt and send it. Put it on a t-shirt, send it to me, because I'm gonna wear it.
Absolutely.
All right. I love it. I love it. That's the best thing. You can do whatever it is that you do. You can do that regardless of what your past is. Yes, okay. So getting back to our questions, you have taken an uncommon approach in politics by openly embracing accountability regarding, you know, the things that you went through in the past. You touched on this a bit, but I do want to expand on it a little. In a time when politics feel very disconnected, how do you extend your personal accountability framework to your vision for Houston's 18th congressional district? And what does true accountability to the people look like, especially on big issues that are near and dear to you, like education and environmental justice?
Thank you. First, before any messaging is communicated, because it's enough of that in the room, you have to come up with a plan for the infrastructure. In other words, you have to build the road before you let the cars roll out. And so for this district and accountability, one of the biggest issues that there has been billions of federal dollars that has come to this district, but it hasn't trickled all the way down to the people. Billions of dollars have come into this district, but you walk outside right now, you're not seeing the investment. We've been fighting since Rosa Parks was sitting on the back of the bus. The problem is you shouldn't have to fight. And so as a businessman, I look at it from the point of an investment. If you invest in a community, you should start seeing those results and getting those residuals in a short time frame, you know, a period of time. So with that being said, redefining this seat, I commit and have a plan to ensure visibility. Right now we have a beta app, a community beta app that we want to roll out when we win, where every single dollar that comes to the district is trackable, traceable, and transparent. The receipts are there. So you're seeing where the dollars coming in and where they're going. When those dollars come in, we're going to vet the organizations and the 501(c)(3)s to see who gets that funding to do the work on the ground. But we're going to vet those and hold those organizations accountable and also train them. So everything is trackable. It's a way to erase the corruption or the mismanagement or the misappropriation of funds. But the biggest thing also is to educate. Too often, by the time a problem is so far gone, the people are just now being made aware, but they're also being told what to think on the issue. and it's too late to respond. So creating those systems and that access to educate, to go against the misinformation in a nonpartisan way is the biggest thing. We have elders that is not comfortable with technology and the internet. My mother is one of them. She don't play around on certain things. So you have to meet people where they are. And so as a leader, finding ways to get important information that educate our constituency to make those rational, sound decisions and to go against misinformation is the biggest part and the biggest point. And that is a continuous work. I will spend more time doing that on the ground in the district than spending time in Washington, D.C. just talking. So we have a lot of work to do, and it starts there.
I love it. I want to move on to your proactive approach, and you have already touched on a number of those things. So I'm going to have to alter my question a little bit. I love when I over prepare and the conversation goes the way that I have designed it to go. So, you have laid out on your website, and I do hope folks in your district, and even those who aren't, who want to learn more about or get the word out, because like you said, it takes more than just being on the internet to educate people and to give them information. So you're taking a proactive approach to things like revitalizing the economy, protecting seniors, advocating for veterans and women's rights. All of those things are core to your platform. And as you just mentioned, before bold policy comes the bold action. So how are you going to stay proactive and grounded, especially when change feels like something that is out of reach?
For one, it starts again with those hard conversations of where we are. The reality is that things are going to get a little harder before it gets better. And I'm just a businessman that's going into the world of politics, but I'm not a politician. I'm not here to lie to you. We have to assess the situation. But this is how the plan that I'm rolling out is how we get through it together and sit on the other side. So to the proactive approach is being innovative. For instance, great leaders like yourself as an influence, and it has a great platform, creating a structure where you're the new media, right? You're the new media pool. So creating those relationships to bring information in a nonpartisan way to arm you guys in this industry to be able to spread that information, because we're dependent on one source, the media, to tell our story, and sometimes that doesn't always benefit us. So the biggest thing is just not getting on the bandwagon and talking after the people are already in a protest. You got a politician run up to the front of the line just to speak to that sentiment, but you're not delivering a solution. You're not delivering a plan. But it also starts with bringing everybody together from different industries and organizing. And we create what I call civic synergy. We all work in silos and individualism. We want to bring unity back into community. And so that is platforms, that's media, that's community leaders, that's healthcare, that's funding and banking systems, so on and so forth. I truly believe in just filling in the gap. The answer is right before us. We could do a lot of things ourselves. It just takes a bold leader to bring everyone to the table, have those conversations, and come up with a comprehensive plan.
I love it. You are just I'm really enjoying our conversation. You're extremely dynamic. I just want to give you your kudos. And shout out to Tracy, who was, part of your team, who reached out to me.
Awesome.
She is. Shout out to Tracy.
Thank you.
All right. So before we get to our rapid fire, I have one more question for you. And it's about our theme, meeting the moment. Running for Congress is the most recent way, or one of the most recent ways, that you are meeting the moment. But you've said that this movement is not about one seat. It's about people. What does meeting the moment look like for someone else who's not running for office, but is ready to take a stand and move from surviving to thriving?
Great question. First step is courage. And I mean that in the most respectful way. To be silent is an accomplice. To be complacent. We have to speak up from a humanity standpoint. Meet the moment in realizing at the end of the day, we all have to live together. Discrimination and prejudices We have the comfortability to sit here and argue about women's reproductive rights, LGBTQ plus issues. But guess what? In the military, those individuals are protecting us to be able to have that. We're human and we're all on the same path. I know a lot of Republicans on the other side that is tired as well. We have a lot more in common than that, in which keep us separate. So in this campaign, meeting the moment, and I want to encourage everyone else, is communication is not just speaking, it's also listening, and most importantly, comprehending. As a chef, when you come to my table, you may have dietary needs. You may be a vegan, a vegetarian, pescatarian, whatever the case is. I'm not going to make a steak for everyone at my table and force it down your throat. I'm going to make a dish for every single one based off of your dietary needs. And guess what? Everyone's going to get full. Everyone's going to be happy, and we're all going to be able to get up, and your needs are going to be met. We need to get back to that. So what I ask and tell and encourage everyone else to do is to listen, understand, and compromise is okay. Let's start putting our principles above party. Conservative issues doesn't make you a bad person. Liberal issues doesn't make you a bad person. Let's find that common ground and what we can work at together, because we are truly all Americans and we are on the same side of the road. We are in a cultural revolution. Everything is against culture and it's tearing us apart. But respectfully, one last thing, not to go too long-winded, the powers that be right now are united. That's their strength. And the system is designed to get us talking and arguing and keep us separated, because that is the point. If we're separated, we can never get in control. We have to come together by any means necessary in the movement. And it starts with you being courageous, having faith, being informed, not being told. Don't be sold by popularity or whatever. Don't listen to just what any politician tells you. Do your homework. Ask your questions. So for those that don't know me, that's my website down there. We have a phone number. You could call me. My personal number is up there. I'll pull up on you. I'll bring some paper plates. We'll cook and I can eat, drink some sodas or whatever. So if you want to know, I'm coming. I'll meet you halfway. But you have to have the courageous point to stand up and make that effort. So
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I heard what I like to call the platinum rule. I know we all go around and say, oh, we operate under the golden rule, treat others the way that you want to be treated. Right, but I operate under the platinum rule, and you just expressed it. Treat people the way that they want to be treated. Absolutely. Not what suits you doesn't suit everyone else. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Before we get out of here, I do want to talk about, my rapid fire, what I call the fun part of the conversation, as if I haven't been having fun this whole time, and I have. But let's learn some more about you, Rob, the person, not Rob, the candidate. Who's a well-known and or lesser-known historical or contemporary figure who inspires you and we should learn more about?
This better not get me in trouble, but I'll say Malcolm X.
It's not gonna get you in trouble. I'm Fannie Lou Hamer in my mind.
Right. And I always have people. You can't say that. I'm going to say what's on my mind. Exactly. And I want to say Malcolm Little. And the reason being is that this is a man who perpetuated the environment around him, from perming his hair, from doing crimes, from spending time, to being a follower of that environment, to being a leader of a movement. And even when you thought he reached that pinnacle, he traveled and learned more about the world and reached an even higher level into selflessness and so on and so forth. But he had the courageous and the courage to stand out and to lead people at a time to embolden them with strength. Now, we could go back and forth with messages, whatever the case may be, but Malcolm Little was a statistic, and he overcame it by leading people, and he became a success. And so I'll say that you are in an environment, in a situation, but you're not of it. So Malcolm Little would be my inspiration.
Yes, one of my heroes as well. What fictional character, now this is fictional, gives you a glimpse of yourself?
You got some good ones. Fictional characters. Wolverine from X-Men.
Really? Wolverine doesn't ride a horse.
He doesn't, but guess what?
You would pick I thought you would pick like someone from a Western or something. See?
Wolverine, because believe it or not, Wolverine is the most simplest, countryest, down to earth. Like seriously, he doesn't mess with people; they mess with him. And
true.
Most importantly, the government took control with him, and they tried to play with him and make him. And he was able to use what the government did to him to become indestructible.
I love it.
Weapon. So
okay, yeah. Wolverine. I'm seeing. The last movie I saw with my niece was the Wolverine Deadpool movie. And
that was hilarious. You saw with your niece, how old was she?
Oh, she's 18.
Okay, cool. I made the mistake of taking my daughter. I was like, no, we gotta go. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Awesome. What is your favorite empowering? I cannot say that word. Oh, what is your favorite empowering quote?
Oh, he that knows that he knows nothing knows it all.
Is that from the Tao Te Ching?
How you know?
Because I had to read it. Tao called Tao is not Tao. Okay.
Listen. But no, he that knows he knows nothing knows it all.
Okay.
And I think it's important because we get to the point, especially with the internet at times today, where we're so smart and it's just going over our head. And it's a way to be quiet and keep on learning. You can never be grown. You're grown. So, yeah.
Okay. I love it. If you could spend a day shadowing someone from another profession, different from your own, who would it be and what would you hope to learn from them?
Oh, I would say a Caucasian doctor in a Black community. As crazy as that sounds.
What would you hope to learn from them?
My mother was forced to retire early because she was having health issues. So she didn't get her full pension, so on and so forth. 6 months later, guess what? She moved in my house, right? And you know, she's from a tradition where she don't go to doctors, she don't trust them, she'll wait till the pain is too late. And I finally had to ask her why. And she said that they don't hear me. When you go to a doctor from a different descent or whatever, as a Black woman, you communicating things and you're having a male or Caucasian doctor, whatever the case may be, that don't understand your cultural eating habits or your pains. But when she goes to an African-American doctor, which there's so few, there's a different type of understanding there. So for me, it's not from a point of separatism or racism. It's what can we do to educate different cultures in the medical industry to understand different cultures versus misdiagnosis and so forth.
I love it.
How do you engage those communication? And that is a huge thing in our community because we have hospital deserts. We have a shortage in the medical profession. So I want to see how to fill that gap and create tools for other doctors to be able to help our community in the healthcare system. So
that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And that was one of the things that came out recently. A lot of people think about DEI and they think only of these, you know, all the things that are happening with the executive orders, and they think about education, they think about educational institutions, and they think about corporate America and winning work contracts and who is doing certain jobs. Right. But one of the most recent things came out at Ohio State, or was it University of Ohio? Anyway, it was Ohio, and they were one of the major programs that they got rid of had to do with how they are not only educating doctors, but how they are helping the public become healthier and things like that. And that creates a huge deficit for our communities, you know, for those that are marginalized. So I appreciate you sharing that. That is a huge thing, again, that we're not thinking about, like how this is affecting how we have access to care. And it's a huge, big deal. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
This is one of my favorite questions. Yeah. What is your go-to songs, or music genre when you want to hype yourself up to conquer the day?
Oh, conquer the day. Jeezy, I done seen it all. That Jeezy, I done seen it all. Maybe shoulder lean or something about that.
Okay.
So DJ Screw, listen. I'm a hip
Ooh.
hop head at heart. But probably something by Jeezy. All Things by Jay-Z is relatable. And if I'm at home, I mostly listen to old school R&B. Patti LaBelle live, the concert version,
Okay.
or Luther Vandross live. Those are my two icons. So if it's not Luther, Patti, it's Jeezy and Jay.
I love all of it. I love all of it.
Thank you.
What is the best piece of career advice you've received you would give to your early career self?
Career advice I would give to myself is to go for your dreams sooner. Sooner.
Gotcha.
Yes. Settle less. I think that, and everybody's different. Some people that tend to like security a little bit more. You content, 9 to 5, retire. You get the wife, the dog, the house, the kids, so on and so forth. And some people like myself as an Aries, it's just anything is possible in the world. We can go. We believe in it. Unfortunately, I've been in situations in the past to where I didn't act as soon. I didn't take that chance. I was confident, but I took in the critique that you're not ready or X, Y, Z. And it may not have been, but I took in the negatives of you can never do that. You can never be that because of X, Y, Z. And it was a little bit later after getting myself together that when I did it, I did that. And so I encourage everyone, if your heart is right and your passion is there, you have nothing to lose but a dream. Go for it.
I love it. I always call those what you just described. I call those our fear factors, and I tell people to always do it scared.
Right.
Do it scared. It's gonna get done.
It's gonna get done. It's gonna get done.
Okay.
I love it.
If you wrote a book describing your career so far, or just your life so far, your experiences so far, what would the title be?
Cheat Code.
I like it. So when is that coming out? Next year, end of this year, fourth quarter, first quarter, 2026.
You're good. I don't know if Miss Tracy has slid you something. We're actually working on it now.
Good.
Because it's important for me, not because of the politics of it, but the opportunity as we meet so many stories. We want that in live time to be able to chronicle and to be able to, put into what the cheat code is. Because win, lose, or draw, me and my team, we're here. We're doing things right now. The day that we announced we was running, we got on a plane and went to Washington, D.C. to an economic summit and met.
You were a keynote.
So we're moving, that's how you do the cheat code. So I want to share. The game is not to be what they say, not to be so. It's to be sold, not told. Man, I don't go into that. The game is the legacy. I'm supposed to download it and pass it on so you can build upon on it, and that's how we get better. So that's forward progression. So yes, the cheat code. Here you go. You have to work as hard.
I love it. Okay, I will give you an opportunity to share any upcoming programs, projects, initiatives, community events that folks can come to, anything like that, and then also where folks can find you and get in touch with you. I know you mentioned it earlier, but we want to reiterate and have you say those things again.
Well, good deal. First and foremost, I encourage everyone to go to standwithslater.com. Support. It doesn't matter if you live in Texas or not. Please support in whatever way, whether you can donate, but if not, even if you can volunteer and spare your time. And it doesn't matter if you have 1 follower or 1 million on your social media, sharing helps. So any way that we get that support, we would love it. But also we have virtual town halls weekly, and we also have educational town halls where I just get on and I just tell you, this is what a tariff means. I'm not giving you an opinion. I want you to be educated on the fact of it so you can make those sound decisions. And those are the things we're offering. Besides that, we have an economic summit coming down to Houston, I think to Rice University, but that's going to be confirmed in a sooner day within the next month or so. We just solidified a program for $5 million from funding to give to entrepreneurs that has been incarcerated, to give them small prime loans. So that announcement is coming soon. But at the ground level, just go to standwithslater.com, follow us. We have a lot of stuff to do, and we're doing the work now. We don't know when this race is going to be called. It's already unconstitutional. We're hearing that the governor might not call it at all and just run it into 2026, which means that we have a community that is being taxation without representation, which is unconstitutional. So we're in a crisis down here, but that's why it's important not to just run for a race, but to run right now and help figure out to fill in the gap to help with those services. So follow us, be able to help, and thank you for having me and be able to spread the message. I look forward to where we can partner, do some things in the future, but it's our time. It's not about politics. It's about putting people first, so we don't have to fight as much. Aren't you tired of fighting? It's time to start winning, and that's why we fight to win. I don't lose fights. We're supposed to fight to win. So it's time to win.
I love it. Thank you. Listen, I fight to win too. But I still need that reminder, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rob, for coming and talking to me, for even reaching out and thinking that I'm that you even want to have a conversation with. I mean, everybody knows I don't live in Houston, I don't live in Texas, but you thought that I was, a cool person to have a conversation with, and I appreciate that.
We in the trap shack. I got my suit on. You got your pearls on. We going to Washington, D.C.
Right? Listen, I do pearls. I also do graphic tees and, stuff with my friends.
Today, but if y'all don't know, she switched up on me and threw them pearls on at the last minute. My God, it's an honor. I appreciate you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yes. And thank all of you for watching. Please do, as Rob said, and visit standwithslater.com. Also go to @standwithslater on social media. You can check out his Instagram, see where he is, attend the town halls, donate, share the message. And when you get hungry, go down to the restaurants and eat.
Yes. Slate Table and Bar and Quad Houston Lounge, which we operate right there in 3rd Ward, the heart of the city. So thank you, guys.
I love it. You have a good radio voice. You might want to be an announcer too. But anyway, I'm going to manifest some additional things for you. Right. We're going to continue to meet the moment throughout the month of April. And I'm thinking about going into May and maybe even June, because I know a lot of people who are doing just that, who are meeting the moment and embracing and navigating pivots. Join us next time on another edition of Trap Chat for another amazing conversation. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.